Oh, hey. Just a gross rainy day. Kind of feels like I'm the cat in the hat. And there's a cat on top of one of the tool trucks. I can't tell you why she's hanging outside in the rain on top of a truck, but there she is. This reminds me of 2 weeks ago, I did not know that she was spending the night on top of the truck that I was taking out. And I drove away with her on the roof. Had no idea she was up there. Until I was about, I don't know, a couple hundred feet down the road. Going about 30 miles an hour. And I saw out of the corner of my eye the cat jumping down off the roof, so she flew past the window. I hit the brakes and saw her running like she was on fire back to the house. She was okay, but I thought maybe she'd learn a lesson about camping out on top of the trucks. It's a gross rainy day for everybody. Everyone's kind of ill at ease today. Austin the cat is a little needier than usual, as are Bennett and Shelly, because it's thundering out. So everyone's a little on edge. So it looks like we'll be joined by at least Bennett here. Maybe Shelly will pop in from time to time. Maybe Austin the cat will stop by. And who knows what other special guests might appear here today with us. I don't know. But in the meantime, enjoy episode 16 of Tools in the Hall. Alright, this particular tool haul is no bigger than others, but there are a few things that you've never seen before in a tool haul video, including 2 products from Milwaukee that I'm dying to show you. And I'm also going to do some breakout videos, so look at my unboxing videos to see some additional coverage of the tools that I'm going to show you here, because I think that we're going to look at changing a product line in one area, and the other is something that we don't get to see every day. So let's dig right in. I'm going to show you some things right off the bat that are going to have their own videos, because I don't think I've done any reviews or breakouts on these before. First is a digital torque wrench from Gearwrench. This is their half-inch one. It's 25 to 250 foot-pounds. It's digital, so it does angle. That's not even an option on these. They all come with angle. And when you compare that to ones from Mac and Snap-on, I don't know about Matco and Cornwell. I know that angle is an option on those. They have to be more for. Out of the box, it says angle. It has a flex head. It has a 120 XP mechanism in the head, so it's fine tooth. And it beeps, lights up, and vibrates when you hit your target torque. Compare the $350 price tag with this with what you're going to spend for a similar Snap-on one, and you're paying about half on our trucks. And if you want to buy this online on our store, coiletools.com/shop, it's even less. So there's very few torque wrenches that I think give you a better value than this one. And we're going to do an unboxing video on that a bit later. So look at the unboxing videos that are coming up, because we've got this guy and 2 Milwaukee products that we're going to break out and do videos for. Some boring stuff here. We're getting some... this is a warranty item that came back, and this was a repair item that came back. This is that Astro Flex Head Impact. I've only sold one of these. I can't tell you how awesome they are. I don't know. But if you own one, maybe you've seen them yourself, or you have a buddy in the shop that's used one, let me know. I'm really interested to get feedback on it. This one had to go in for repair because it had low power. And the tech who was using it, unfortunately, didn't get a chance to use it a lot. So I don't really have any good feedback on them, but I'd love to know if anyone has had experience. So if you've had experience with them, please put it in the comments. It's a bunch of regular stuff here. We got Ullman pocket magnet pickup tools. Some miscellaneous and individual stuff from Gearwrench. Extensions, ratcheting wrenches rather, a bunch of wrenches, a whole bunch of wrenches, extensions and some other things. These are pretty typical. These are probably, it looks like there's a bunch of warranty stuff. Some other things people are purchasing, like that really long extension. They're 3/8 drive, deep socket set. This is the metric. Really good value on Gearwrench sockets. That's why those are the ones that I put on the trucks. We could put Milwaukee and Onyx and Astro and lots of other companies' socket sets on the truck. We could even put SK while they're still around. But we prefer Gearwrench because the pricing is really good. Quality's right up there with anybody else's, and they're really good value. You have seen this guy plenty of times in other videos. This is the Onyx Quick Lock 90-degree die grinder by Astro Pneumatic. I've also done an unboxing video on this. If you want to see it a little more in depth, check it out. Best value that I have found for angle die grinders. At the price, you can't beat the quality. We've sold those to a lot of fabricators because they use these things a lot, and they need really good die grinders to work for the whole day. And they'll spend about half the money on the Onyx one that they would spend on, say, a Dynabraid or some other really expensive top brand tools. And guess what? Get the same performance out of them. So these are equal in quality to the really expensive ones, and the price is so much less. 1-year warranty on them. There's a quick lock feature, which means you only need one wrench to loosen the collet and put your arbor in. And low vibration, so you can use it all day without hand fatigue. And the housing is a really nice composite material, so it doesn't get cold. I don't know. I have a hard time believing there's a better die grinder value out there. This is top notch. A couple of replacement inventory items, like the tail switch cap for a Streamlight pen light, and some ratchet rebuild kits for our Gearwrench ratchets, and then some disconnect pliers, some Lyle, a torque valve core tool from Lyle. Sorry, this isn't the torque version. This is just a regular version, but it's got a longer comfort grip handle on it and a longer shaft. More replacement stuff. This is the hood tailgate prop. Yeah, you can just use a pair of vice grips, but then you just tied up a pair of vice grips. So this guy is very handy. Just be sure that you don't over tighten it, because the back end of it there is it gets weak if you crank that down too much and just bend that. So don't do that. Be careful, and it'll last you forever as long as you don't over tighten it. When it comes to pinch-off pliers, I opted to put these on the trucks years ago because I think there's a better value here. You're going to pay more for these OTC ratcheting all-metal pinch-off pliers, but the extra money is well worth it because they outperform the plastic ones for sure, and those other ones that just have a friction pivot in them, those usually wear out over time. Yeah, they're covered under a lifetime warranty, but why not just get yourself a set that's not going to wear out at all? And I think these are going on the truck for $90. You'll spend more money on them, but they really are worth the extra price. Nice handles on them, hefty spring in there, and a ratcheting mechanism. And they have a lifetime warranty too. Some Onyx adapters and sockets. More ratchet repair kits for Gearwrench ratchets. More Gearwrench wrenches. And this is a funny thing. And you've seen this before in other tool haul videos. But this is a regular 4-inch air blowgun from Titan. Now, the funny thing about it is, if you were to try to find those 3 rubber tips by themselves, they cost about $50. This whole set is $30. So you're paying $20 less than you'd pay for just the 3 tips, and you get a blowgun. I haven't yet been able to figure this one out. So I don't carry just the tips. I carry the entire kit. And for the cost difference between this and just a regular blowgun by itself, people usually opt to get this one because they get the tips with it. So it's great for blowing out hoses and lines with those tips. It's a funny kit that I haven't been able to get my head around, but I'm happy they make it because it is well worth it. This is a warranty replacement straight tip pry bar from Mayhew. I'm a big fan of Mayhew products for a lot of reasons. A lot of their stuff is made in the USA. I'm trying to see if these are. Yeah, they are. Some of their products, like their hooks and picks, are made in Taiwan. But I think their chisels, punches, and their pry bars are all made in the US. Rather good value. You're going to pay more for these, but you're getting something for your money. Made in the US product. Quality is absolutely top-notch. And nothing could be easier to take care of under warranty than Mayhew products. The company stands behind everything very well. And I'm a big fan of doing business with them as a result. Keep an eye out for the unboxing video of this Power Probe Tech modular work light. This is perhaps the most versatile light you can get. There's a base unit there, and in it are 4 modules. Each module shines at 250 lumens, which means the entire thing is 1,000 lumens. You can put all the modules or some of the modules in that base unit, and the base unit has its own power button, so you can power all the lights that are in the unit at the same time. And any unit that you remove has its own power switch. Each module also has its own hook and magnet for mounting and hanging, and the base unit here has magnets along the back, as well as a tripod mount and magnets on the end. Very versatile. The great part about this is those modules are so small, you can stick them in a lot of tight areas, like between, say, the frame and a bell housing, or up in a wheel well, or deep in an engine compartment. I don't know if there's any more versatile lighting system. I mean, they're great little lights. They're not heavy duty by any stretch, and I do know for a fact that you can drop them from 3 feet onto a hard surface. I don't recommend trying that though, and it's not a promise that it won't break if you do it. But I know 2 people who have done it, neither of whom were me, so I got off scot-free on that one. This is a very popular wrench set from Gearwrench. This is the Gearbox brand wrenches they have. This set goes from 10 to 19 millimeter. Has a flex ratcheting head on one end. On the other end, same size, but it's a regular box end. These are spline drive, so they fit 6 different kinds of fasteners. Spline, 12-point, 6-point hex, rounded off Torx, and square. And they're one of the more versatile wrench sets on the market. The nice long handles make them ideal for applications where you need a lot of leverage, and the thinner flex head makes them perfect for getting up and into areas that you can't get with a shorter wrench. Diesel guys love these. Automotive guys are pretty good consumers of them, but mostly diesel customers are the guys who go for this wrench set. Hey, look, another Astro die grinder. This is a 12-pack of razor scrapers from Titan. Very handy. This is a little kind of shelf display or counter display. I just unwrap that, pop the top off, and there's 6 razor scrapers in there. We've got a Power Probe 3 that came back from repair. We got a Milwaukee 1/2-inch cordless impact that came back from repair. We got a ratchet here that we repaired for somebody. And some more repair items. A battery came back from Milwaukee. And some of the miscellaneous stuff. Not the most exciting box in the world. K-Tool has this 4-piece magnetic toolbox tray set. You've probably seen this in another video. It has a tray for cans and screwdrivers and picks. It has a paper towel holder. A lot of guys don't use these for towels. Instead, they just turn the holder up so that the spindle's facing up, and then they hang jackets, shirts, or their boots on it. And then 2 parts trays. One's larger than the other. And they have very strong magnets on the back. Very handy for sticking on the side of your toolbox or your cart. We've got some Jack Links beef jerky. Jack Links is our preferred brand for beef jerky after we had a kind of a falling out with a previous vendor. This other vendor, I really like dealing with them because they were a wholly owned operation out of Ohio. They raise their own cattle and they process it on site and they made their own jerky. We really like dealing with them. The pricing was pretty good and the quality of the products was outstanding. But about a year ago, they just kind of dried up on us, and the orders that we put in, they weren't fulfilling. We'd call them, they'd never get back to us. So I don't really know what happened to them. So we were looking around for another jerky vendor, and then we found a supplier for Jack Links. I think the quality of their product is equally as good as the other one, and you get a larger bag for the same price. That's the one we went with. It's a never-ending supply from Jack Links. It's a brand everybody knows and loves. So we went with them and have been very happy that we did. All right. This is a really cool one. And this is one that I'm going to make an unboxing video and review of. This is the Milwaukee 1-inch cordless impact. 1,800 foot-pounds of torque. And this is the one that has the side handle here and then a ring if you want to support it or hold it with a strap. It also has their one key feature, and that's their Bluetooth feature that allows you to download an app on your phone, and then you can dial in a torque or RPM limit on this. You can also track it within the transmission area of your Bluetooth, and you can disable it too, so when your friend asks to borrow it, you can play a joke on him and turn it off, and then he'll wonder why it doesn't work, and then you can tell him he broke it and he's got to buy you a new one. Hey, free 1-inch impact for you. Don't do that. Don't. That's just me being... Don't. Anywho, this is the kit that comes with two 8 amp hour 18 volt batteries. When you use a tool like this with a motor this large, you're going to need the larger capacity batteries. And the way Milwaukee designed this, it was kind of smart. But unfortunately, they kind of hide it, and they don't really tell you that you have to use larger capacity batteries with this tool in order to get full power out of it. Because if you use, I think, a 3 amp hour or smaller battery, the output power gets stepped down on the tool. That is by design, because they don't want you killing your batteries. So use 5 amp hour or larger and you'll get full performance out of the tool. This one comes with 8 amp hour. Do not be fooled into thinking that the higher amp hour rating on the tool means more power by virtue of the amp hour rating. That's not true. 18 volts is 18 volts. It's not like you're going to get a higher power output from the battery. Rather, the tool steps down its power output based on the size battery you have in it. Does that make sense? You compare that to people who, like, they'll use a larger capacity battery on a tool and they say, oh, I get more power out of it. Voltage is voltage, and it provides the same power and the motor gets the same power out of that battery. It's just in this case, there's some intelligence built into the tool that it makes a decision. It says, oh, I don't have a big battery in here. I'm going to knock my power output down. So if you're using something like this for the 3/4 impacts as well, be sure to use the high capacity batteries so that you get full performance. A kneeling pad from K-Tool. These are the ones that have some magnet storage in them. Carry handle, and this is a good size for kneeling, leaning, or laying on it. It's good for under your rump or under your back if you got to make a quick scoot under a vehicle. And this is the one that has 3 plies. And these stand up pretty good. They don't tend to wear out very much. We got a Lyle plastic creeper. I just have to throw the casters on it. Lifetime warranty on the plastic deck. The headrest and the casters are not coming under warranty, but the plastic deck is, so if it cracks or fatigues, they do a very good job of covering that under warranty. Uvex has the face shield that we most commonly carry. This is the one, the full face covering, has headgear on it, so you put that on. You can replace just the shield portion of it. So as that gets pitted and hazy over time, pop off an old one, pop in a new one, and you're good to go again. The great thing about this is you don't have the same kinds of fogging issues that you would have wearing just glasses, and it gives you full face protection. Please use eye and or face protection every chance you get. I know some guys have gotten in the habit of wearing eye shields all the time, and that's terrific. And I wish more guys would get in that habit. I know they can be a nuisance, but once you're used to them, if you ever do need to realize the safety that kind of protection gives you, you'll really be glad you're wearing them. You don't get a second chance at your eyesight. So please, play it safe with that. This is the 6 mini file set from Gearwrench. A variety of shapes, flat, triangular, half round, rat tail. Alright, so a diesel tech said to me after he saw these in the flyer, he said, how good is this pry bar set? This is the one from Titan. He said, I thought the price was a misprint because it's $21.99. And I said, it's going to be $21.99 worth of pry bars. You can absolutely buy better quality pry bars. He said, I don't care, they're for home. I just need them for, small jobs. Fine. But understand what you're buying. These are not, the Mayhew, the Lang quality of pry bars that you get from those guys. These are bargain tier pry bars from Titan. Do they work? Yeah, they work. Just don't expect a whole lot of them. I wouldn't be wheeling on them and hitting the handles. These do not have striker caps on them. These are strictly for prying. Curved tip on them, but for $21.99, you get a 4-piece set that'll do some good for you. It's got an 8, a 12, an 18, and a 24-inch. Clearly, this is one of those things where you've got to know what you're buying, and I will give you every piece of information I have on it. For some guys, the bargain tier stuff is absolutely worth it. Why spend, $110 on a Mayhew set if you're not going to need Mayhew quality? Don't do it. Buy something less expensive like that. Understand what its limitations are, and you'll be happy. This is a repair from Milwaukee, one of their ratchets. Oh, look! More die grinders. These are really popular. I mean, we put them on the trucks all the time. When it comes to heavy-duty strap oil filter wrenches, you have choices, and so do I. I can choose to get you the Lyle one, or for a few bucks more, I'll get you the Gearwrench one that has both the 1/2 inch and 3/8 square drive holes on it. The Lyle only has the 1/2 inch drive hole, I think. I think it's the 1/2 inch. It only has one. Why not get yourself the additional versatility for a few extra bucks? Lifetime warranty. Yada, yada, yada. All right. This is going to be something I break out in its own video. I have not ordered one of these before, but I really like the specs on these, and the pricing was pretty good. And this isn't a special order for somebody. Milwaukee has a digital multimeter. This is a true RMS meter. And you're going to want a true RMS meter when you're doing any kind of diagnostic work to be sure that you're getting the best readings on your voltages. Now, there are other brands that we carry, but for the price and the functionality and needing a true RMS meter, this is one of the better values, I think. And I say that not having sold one of these before. But I really like a lot of things about this, including the display, which is a black background with white numbers. Very easy to see, especially in the sunlight. I really like that. It's small enough that you can comfortably grab the entire thing. Some of the larger, wider meters, you have to stick your hands out here. Not as comfortable to hold. And it's kind of ruggedized. It's got a nice, rubber case on it. I wouldn't recommend spiking it in the end zone, but I think you can take a drop or two. It doesn't have all the functionality of your full-featured meters, but if all you need to do is check AC, DC voltage, impedance, hertz, check your resistance in ohms, and a few other functions, as well as amperage, and it has a temperature sensor as well. A lot of functionality. For most automotive diagnostic needs, very few meters are going to be required in addition to this one, or that have features this one doesn't have. So I think for the money, it's not a bad deal at all. Now, here's the thing with pricing meters. The good ones are expensive. That's just the way it is. You're going to spend a lot of money on a really good meter. Fluke is the de facto standard. Outstanding quality. When you talk about features and functionality, I don't know if there's anything better on the market. But you're going to pay more for a Fluke than any other brand. So the question comes down to, what's the best bang for your buck? It may very well be that something with a smaller feature set like this Milwaukee and a price tag that's a lot less, maybe that's worth it. Only you can make that decision, but just know you have a lot of options. We also carry electronic systems. ESI is a company that makes a lot of the other electronic stuff we carry. But I think that these are a little more ruggedized. Pardon me. I'm burping. These are a little more ruggedized. They have slightly better functionality, and these are true RMS. ESI ones don't tend to be unless you get up into pricing that's about the same. The display on the Milwaukee one is outstanding. I think for that reason alone, it's worth considering. We got some channel lock warranty stuff. Maybe the most popular wrench set on planet Earth. That might be overstating it. One of the most popular ones we sell anyway. These are the ratcheting double box end spline wrenches. This set goes 8 to 19, different sizes on each end. Both ends have a ratcheting flex head. And the one nice thing about this set is that these wrenches have an offset on them right there. So you can get some clearance where you wouldn't get them on similar wrenches that don't have that offset. And these are also reversible. A very handy set. And extremely popular. Lifetime warranty on the mountain stuff. They perform very well. And then we have some individual Gearwrench wrenches. some sockets, some Grey Pneumatic sockets. Grey Pneumatic is great for a lot of reasons. They've got configurations for sockets that you don't find anywhere else. If there is something you need that is a specialty socket, chances are Grey Pneumatic has it. We also carry Onyx and Gearwrench for impact sockets, but Grey Pneumatic has perhaps the best choice out there. Their pricing is very good, and they cover most of their stuff with lifetime warranty. Things like their thin wall sockets and their reducing adapters, they do not cover under warranty. So it's just important to know what it is you're expecting when you make a Grey Pneumatic purchase. In addition, something very important to know about the warranty fulfillment. Grey Pneumatic's policy is that if you have something broken and it's covered under warranty, you have to return it to the dealer you purchased it from. I don't care if you purchased a Grey Pneumatic socket from somebody else and come to me with a warranty, I'll help you out with it. The important thing to take from that is that Grey Pneumatic specifically will not allow you to send something to them directly. A lot of companies do. Onyx does, for example. Titan does, for example. A lot of other companies will allow you to send them a broken tool, or sometimes even just take a picture and send them the picture, and they'll send you a replacement. Grey Pneumatic does not do that. They want to go through their distributor and dealer network. So understand that. So if you buy a Grey Pneumatic product from somebody and then you don't see that person, you may be stuck with something if it breaks without a way to get it fulfilled unless you know a Grey Pneumatic dealer. So just know that going in. I think that's an important differentiator for Grey Pneumatic products. Over here we've got a really popular scan tool from Autel. This is the Autel MX808. This guy is a really sophisticated code reader. It does not send bi-directional signals to the vehicle. So just know that. You can't test or activate systems with it. It will reset all your service lights. It will read transmission, airbag, and ABS systems. And it will graph data. You can do overlays on it. And it's rather sophisticated for what it does. It's on sale right now in the flyer that we have through the end of September. I think it's just over $500. And for a scan tool that's got the functionality of this one, the price is rather good. When it's not on sale, it's about $800. So check out the flyer, by the way. I forgot to plug that. Check out our flyer on our homepage at our website, coiletools.com. There's a digital version of it up there, and you can just page through it and see this guy and the pricing, as well as some other Autel scan tool products, including their full bidirectional scanners. Their 906 series is an outstanding series. They have a commercial vehicle and an automotive one. And then if you're looking for something a little more in-depth, their 908 series is also outstanding. The prices go way up, obviously, when you're talking about full bidirectional scan tools. So for the money, this guy beats Launch in features, functionality, and price. And I'm a big fan of Autel since they improved their after-sales support. Their tech support used to be horrendous. And I never really liked Autel as a result of that. And a few years ago at a tool show, I was talking to one of the vendors because I had to get some questions answered for a customer who was asking about one of their scan tools. And the guy's, he's pushing me on buying the products. And I said, look, I'm not going to buy your stuff, to be honest, because I cannot in good faith recommend your product knowing how bad your support is. I said, there's times I've called to get answers. No one answers the phone. I get thrown into a general voicemail box. I never got return calls. I said, and when I did get a chance to speak to somebody, they couldn't answer my questions. His response to me 2 years ago is, we know we're working on that and we're beefing up our support staff. I said, well, I'll believe it when I see it. Guess what I believe? I believe they actually did a really good job because in the past 6 months or so, I've had a few reasons to call them. We had two 906 series scanners that needed servicing. One because a guy locked himself out and couldn't remember his password. The other had a legitimate hardware issue. So they asked me to help them out. I made one phone call to Autel. They got me all the answers and information I needed to help the guy out with his password lockout. And they did a return authorization for the one that had hardware damage. And in a week later, they turned that around and sent a brand new unit out. I've had a couple of reasons to ask them some unrelated questions, and they've been responsive. They've answered the phone. They've been really good to work with. I can't complain about them. So my opinion on them has done a complete 180-degree turn. So now I feel very good about recommending them because of the strides they've made in improving their technical support. As a result, we've been selling a lot more Autel units than we had before. Their pricing has come down a lot on these, and they become very popular. These are the Lang retractable test leads. This is the longer 30-foot. They make them in shorter 10-foot. This is the 2-lead. They have a 3-lead version as well with a magnet on the back so you can stick this to your box, your cart, or an upright of your lift. Gearwrench has maybe one of the more affordable sensor socket kits. This is the 8-piece set. You have seen this exact same set under many, many different brands, including Matco, and Onyx has a very similar set. I don't know who actually manufactures these, but I think for the price, it's tough to beat the Gearwrench ones. That's why this is the one that goes on the truck all the time. This is the Gearwrench indexable head pry bar. You push that red button there, you can pivot that indexing head 180 degrees. And these break from time to time. That pivot usually is the thing that fails, but lifetime warranty, we just swap them out. Ullman has a good, inexpensive offering for picks. They're not the go-to, but on certain things like this, are these nice long-handled ones, and these things are dirt cheap. So we'll get these from time to time. I don't like keeping these in the truck so much, but because they're just not top tier grade, but they're good. I mean they're perfectly fine for the money. Just know what you're getting yourself into. The ones that we keep on the truck are the shorter 4-piece sets from Mayhew, because they also have like a spoon-ended O-ring pick set, and then their regular hook and pick sets are terrific. This is the 3-piece pinless impact universal joint set from Gearwrench, 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2 inch. And these are the X-Core ones. You've seen these on the Matco truck. They're the identical ones. There's no pin in there to break, which is great. I don't know if these break any less, but I don't know if that's just a marketing thing. But anyway, these aren't that expensive, especially when they put them on sale. And I think they tend to be smoother than the ones with the pins in them. That black plastic creeper that I showed you, like I said, it doesn't have a warranty on its casters, but I can get you a replacement set of casters pretty cheap. That's what this is. There's 6 brand new casters for a guy. So even though he can't replace them under warranty, you can replace an entire set, I think, for $36 or something like that. Straight razor blades. This is a driveline socket from Onyx. This is the 12mm, the 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch drive, 1/2 inch socket. Swivel driveline socket. Just a valve core tool from FJC, regular old AC valve core tool. Couple of Gearwrench wrenches, some more Onyx and Gearwrench sockets, and Power Probe 3s are on sale right now. These guys are an indispensable diagnostic and test tool. Some guys do not know how to use these. Don't be afraid. It's just a test tool. It does 4 things. It shows you continuity, shows you voltage, It also allows you to inject 12 volt power into a component. And it does one other thing I can't remember. Oh, what is it? Voltage, power up components. I don't know. There's me selling stuff. I don't. All right, it does 3 things. I thought it did a 4th thing. Maybe I'm thinking Power Probe 4, which does way more. This isn't terribly difficult to use, and I think that electrical stuff gets a lot of people intimidated. You don't have to be intimidated when it comes to something like this because it's not overly complex. You provide 12 volts of power to this unit by clipping one end to the battery post, and then you can go and test continuity. So you touch it to a component or a lead on a component, and it'll beep out and light up if there's continuity. It'll also show you a voltage output. And if you have to bench test a component, or let's say a window actuator is not going up, right? Well, where's the problem? I don't know. If you clamp one end to your battery, and then you take this over to the window actuator, and you touch the input side and you hit the button, it's going to inject 12 volts of power. If that window goes up, guess what? Your actuator works great. Now you just test back. Well, where's your next connection point? And test that and inject power there. If the window goes up, go back one. If the window still goes up, you just go back until that window stops going up, or the light stops going on, or the motor stops working, or whatever component you were testing. Injecting power like that is a terrific way to quickly whittle down where the issue lies. Then they're on sale right now. When they put them on sale, they're pretty affordable. There's a few different versions of the product packaging on this. This is the one that comes in a clamshell with a 20-foot extension. They also have some that come in a hard case, and when they come with a few other accessories. The important thing to note about injecting power on any vehicle is that if you start to test the electronic subsystems, those only require 5 volts. So if you stick 12 volts on them, it's going to fry them. They make a 5-volt step-down adapter for these. And it's just this little red adapter. Unplug the probe, plug the adapter in the unit, and then plug the probe into the adapter. Now it's only going to put out 5 volts. Now you can go ahead and test your electronic subsystems. So don't be frying your computer modules on cars. Make sure that you're using those correctly. I think that's it. See, it wasn't so bad. We'll get through a sad, rainy day together. It's you and me. Chilling on the YouTubes. And listening to the roosters crow. I hope you enjoyed it. We got a lot of other videos coming up that I think you're also going to enjoy. We're going to break out a number of these products. We're going to look at that 1-inch Milwaukee Impact. We're going to also look at that multimeter from Milwaukee, and we'll do another video on that 1/2-inch digital torque wrench from Gearwrench. So do me a favor. Click down here now to subscribe so you don't miss any of it. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, use a tool. Don't be one.